Millions of men around the world have built a lot of muscle, but they still struggle to attract women, and their physiques don't even look that impressive. So, what is it that separates me from them? Hello, my name's Ethan, and I help skinny men build an attractive physique like mine. Muscle shape can change everything. Genetics can come down to this, and genetics can have a massive effect. But don't blame your genetics for the work you've not done. It gets to a point where your genetics do come into play, where they can really hold you back. Maybe it's your chest. Your chest doesn't look how you want it to. Or maybe your biceps, the insertions are too short. But if you've not even been to the gym yet, or if you've not even trained properly, then don't blame your genetics just yet. The most obvious example I can give you for how your muscle shape can change everything is your chest. It's a very dominant muscle. Imagine your chest being flat. That's how lots of people's chests are built. Not because of genetics, just because of how they train. They don't train upper chest, they only train the lower chest or a lot of push movements. This stops our chest from being round. Compare a rounder chest to a flat chest. Of course, you're going to want to have the rounder chest, and of course, women are going to be more attracted to the rounder chest because it just looks better, it's more dominant, and it's just more outgoing. So, how are we going to get the fullness of the muscle? To get that fullness look in a muscle, you're going to want to target all heads of the muscle. This can be for your shoulders. A lot of people, even myself, didn't target all of the heads of the shoulders. They overlooked targeting their, usually it is your anterior or your posterior delt, which is the front or your rear delt. People know to do lateral raises to target the side of your shoulder, but a lot of people neglect, mostly, even more than the front is the back of the shoulder. So make sure you're targeting all of the heads of the muscle. Improve water tension. This can tie into what I've just said, but improving your water tension is going to really accentuate the muscle. It's going to put a lot of tension under the muscle, making it a lot bigger, or appear a lot bigger anyway. And it's also going to give you the fullness look that you're after. Like I said, having more water in the muscle can create more tension. If you've watched some of my other videos, you'd understand that tension on the muscle is what leads to muscle growth. So, if you can imagine, you've got a muscle. That's the muscle. Yep. I put lots of water into the muscle so it expands. That muscle is now under more tension. This means that you're going to feel the muscle a lot more when you're training it. So it's going to help with engagement, and it's also just going to help with muscle growth. Drinking more water is also a great way to make sure that more nutrition is going to your muscle, such as protein, to recover faster. This is going to make sure that you're going to optimize your muscle recovery. It's also going to help with other aspects like your mental cognition. But right now we're talking about your physique. Physique matters. So, if you want to make sure that you're going to recover faster, drink more water. Everyone says 2 liters. I've tried to drink 2 liters of water every day consistently. You do it for a while and it gets boring. So, I'm going to give you a bit of leeway. Drink 1.8 liters to 2 liters. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. To make sure that you are drinking a lot of water, just carry a liter bottle of water around with you. This makes sure that even when you're bored, you're going to just drink water because you're bored. It's like your phone. You've probably worked out or you've probably been studying and you've had your phone next to you. You don't work out, you don't do any work because your phone's there. It's the same for water. If the water is in your sight, you're most likely going to just binge drink for water. You're now a binge drinker for water. It's also far easier to go from a bigger state to a very leaner state. Water retention isn't like fat, which means it's going to get in the way of your veins as much as fat. It still can, still will, but it's a lot easier to burn off. I'm not saying don't have any fat, I'll cover that in a second. But what I'm saying is, water retention is a positive because it means that you can lose it very quickly. So if you want to go from quite a big state to now leaner, if you're coming off of a bulk, you can do a lot quicker. Now, for your fat is still necessary for a bulk because it means you're going to have energy to build more muscle. So being 15% body fat is crucial. But if you want to cut down to 12% body fat, it takes some time to lose fat. That's fine. Don't go past 16% body fat when you're on a bulk. Stay around 15%. You're going to most likely drop sometimes. You're going to drop into 14%. You might even go above to 16%. Try and just stay at 15%. Your gym most likely has one of the scales that you can use, and it tells you body fat percentage, bone density, muscle mass index, and water retention. Just use one of them and track your fat percentage. I think they even have them in the home scales now that you stand on. They tell you your fat percentage. Just use that and just try and keep it consistently at 15%. One big bulk. You're going to bulk to 18% body fat. This only applies to people who've been going to the gym for 2 years. This is because you already know your routines. You've got your eating down. You're going to be consistent with your routine. You're not going to go to the gym and not really understand what you're doing. And now you've got all this excess fat that you need to burn off. After 2 years, you have a very good understanding of what exercises you're going to do, of tracking your calories, and how to lose your calories when you need to. So the one big bulk is what many influencers have done. I haven't done it yet. I've been going to the gym longer than 2 years, but I haven't done it yet because I've only recently found out about it. After 2 years, obviously. But the reason why people do this one big bulk is because it sets up such a good foundation for when you want to get lean. This is going to be perfect for when you're in your 20s, when you're 22, 23, 24, 25, and you want to be big still, you want to be lean. When everybody else is doing these small bulks and small cuts, you've just done one massive bulk. Massive bulk. I can't emphasize this enough. 18% body fat. You don't need to go above it, but you're just bulking. You've done it for a long time. This is going to mean that when you do cut, you've got a lot of muscle. And you've also got very lean. Everyone else, small cuts, small bulks. They're taking their time to get there. You're not. You're already there. So now you can do these small bulks when they also are. But they think that theirs aren't working now. They see you. They think, how's he got so big? Well, they didn't see you bulk for a whole year. A whole year to get massive, to then cut for maybe even half a year just to get lean. For the first 2 years, go on a small bulk or a small cut. You're going to be they're my contents for skinny men. This isn't for fat men or skinny fat men. This is for skinny men. Men who are skinny and want to build muscle. You're going to bulk. Not a big bulk. You're going to bulk as much as you can. Just so you can get the muscle and the energy needed to give you that positive momentum. But I don't want you to go too far with it, where you're now thinking that you're fat instead of building muscle. Go on Google, search calorie calculator, and then find your calories to bulk, your calorie surplus. Stick to it for 2 years, and then go in the big bulk, and then cut. I hope the information in this video has helped you. If it has, go to Ethan Higgins 001 001. Ethan Higgins 001. On Instagram, check out my bio there. I have a community that you can pay to get into, and there you can meet people like yourself, and you can pay for more information like this. Goodbye.